don't. I'm Wright Brennan. I'm born and raised right here in the Midlands. I love the area. I went to AC Flora. Then I traveled up to Wofford where I barely graduated, thank God for summer school. And in 2010, somebody actually gave me a job. So I started out as a roof inspector, went around, looked at a lot of tall buildings, and got my feet wet in the business world. In 2012, I got a job with a roofing company up in DC. And I traveled around the country, looked at people's roofs, had a lot of fun. After 2 years of living in hotels, I decided I was going to move back to Columbia, back to my home place, and open up Wright Renovations. So for the past 8 years, I've been helping homeowners of the Midlands area. I've changed the name of my business 4 times. I've done all kinds of different stuff. We've done roofs, we've done windows, restoration, all kinds of stuff. And I'm fortunate to have 800 customers in the area that trusted me to help them with their home improvement projects. We've got a lot of reviews online. We've got a A+ rating on the Better Business Bureau, etc. So, I have been tweaking my business over the years. All right, so fast forward to this past year, I started getting calls from customers who were letting me know they were putting solar panels on their home. I had a lot of prospects calling me saying, "Hey, Wright, can you pull some solar panels off our roof?" And I started hearing some of the stories of customers who had put the panels on their home, where the panels started to leak. The company they used was from Utah, and they are no longer in the area. These panels are supposed to last 25, 50 years. So out-of-town companies coming in, sales guys that weren't being thorough and transparent with all the financing. I thought to myself, this sounds a lot like home improvement and roofing. So this is definitely something I can sink my teeth into. I love to raise the bar in the industry like I did in roofing, and that's my goal in solar panels. So if you think about it, before solar panels, what were your options? You didn't have but one. You buy a house, or you can put wind turbines up. You buy a house and you pay the energy company, and that was it. Energy prices rise an average of 4% a year, and the energy company can raise your price 13% without any government regulation. So, you're kind of you're stuck. That's your option. That's what they're going to do. Well, solar panels have changed that, and there's a lot of new technology. I actually looked at solar panels 5 years ago. The technology wasn't quite yet there. It really wasn't as beneficial as it is now, and neither were the tax incentives. So I'm going to list a few reasons why people are, in fact, going with solar panels. In the right circumstances, it can put equity in your home. If you have a good deal, if you have a good roof, if you have a good financing option, there is equity to be had in solar panels. Not always, but with the right deal. So equity is one of the reasons. The other reason, and the big reason right now, is the tax incentives. So the federal investment tax credit is a 26% credit. So if I sell $100,000 of solar panels to Zach Hopkins, and he has a $26,000 tax liability, he no longer has that tax liability. He can take $26,000 he was going to pay to Uncle Sam and now put that into his solar panels. In addition, in the state of South Carolina, a 25% state tax credit. South Carolina is actually the best place in the country to buy solar panels. There's no other state that has such a strong tax credit. So, in the same example, $100,000 to Zach Hopkins, he's got $26,000 tax liability from the federal government that he can now cash in on, and a $25,000 tax liability from the state he can cash in on. Now, with the federal tax incentive, you have 5 years to cash in. So if you don't have the full liability in year 1, it pushes over to the next 5 years. With the state, you have 10 years. So you max out at $3,500 in your tax liability credit, and I know I'm losing some people, but bear with me, for 10 years, can recoup $3,500 each year. Does that kind of make sense? All right. So that is one of the big incentives right now. The other big incentive is for a business that owns and operates out of a building. So if you're a business owner, you're owning and operating out of a building, you put solar panels on your roof, you have the option to take advantage of both of those tax incentives. In addition, you can depreciate the total cost of the job in year 1. Usually it's I believe, and I'm not a tax accountant, so I know JB's watching. I don't know everything about taxes, but I do know that you can depreciate the full cost of the job in year 1. So for example, if you put $1 million of solar panels on your business, After the 25% state tax credit, after the 26% federal tax credit, and after you depreciate the cost of the job, it's $380,000. So there's some strong incentives. The other thing is the energy savings. So when you apply the incentives to the cost of your project, I did one yesterday, and I'll give you an example. The customer had an average energy bill of $190. The total project was about $56,000. He had $28,000 in tax incentives. If you applied the tax incentives to his project, his new payment would be $150 a month for the next 25 years. That's instead of paying his energy bill. So if you take the savings he's already making right out the gate, and you add in the inflation, the increased cost, he's going to save $40K over 25 years. That's the benefit of solar. Now, how does it work? We designed a system to take the full amount of energy usage you have over the course of a year, and the state has a program called net metering where they're calculating how much energy are you producing and how much energy are you using. The energy itself actually goes back out into the grid. So the meter on your house is tracking the energy consumption and usage, and you get basically a credit. So the energy you're not using that day goes into a little credit account. And at the end of the year, if you have excess energy, you get a rebate. So that's how the net metering works. The panels themselves, they come with a 25-year warranty. At 25 years, they're still producing 90%. The inverters have a 25-year warranty. The labor has a 25-year warranty. So what I've done is I've partnered with the largest solar panel installation company in the nation. I flew out there. Actually, Mark Baker sent me to Phoenix a few weeks ago. I met the CEO. I met the team. These guys are super awesome, and they're doing an amazing job. So I'm partnered up with them to help my customers, and I'm fired up to help anybody in this chapter who has a referral who's looking at solar panels. I'm also the only solar panel company in Columbia that has legit roofing experience. The solar panels, they go into your roof. They're screwed into the roof rafters. You're putting, in some cases, hundreds of holes through the roof. It's good to have a solar panel company that knows a little bit about roofing. So who's great for me? Business owners who are owning, operating out of a business. A homeowner who's going to be in the house for a long time. If you're raising kids in a house and you've got a tax liability and an energy bill over $100, that's a great referral for me. Thank you, guys.